Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis is ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. I want to say first off, thank you guys so much for being on, being a part of the conversation today. We got some things to talk about. It is a bit insane, to be really, really honest. Man, we got some things to talk about, y'all. This is really nuts. Now, there are some things I need to talk to you guys about that are a little bit in the past, but this is breaking as we speak. We now have photos. We now have photos of inside Bob Saget's hotel room. Okay? Finally. We already know that a judge ordered that no information revolving around his death is even allowed to be spoken. They have put a block on that. They have stopped that stuff. And I'm still wondering why is that happening? But I saw this and I was like, you know what? I got to jump on here really quick, chop it up with you guys about this because I found this to be very strange. And you're about to see it for yourself. And I even said it in the title and on my thumbnail. It still does not add up. I don't care what anybody says. The math ain't mathing for me on this one, still to this day. And you're about to see the footage for yourselves. You're about to see the photos for yourselves. All right? It's very strange. Why you bothered? Very, very soon I will be talking about that story very, very soon. I need a little bit more time to get more information. I'm gathering all the stuff I can because that is a very big story about the Alexis Ware. So very soon, I promise you that. I wanted to hop on. This is a very short show. This is a very short one, and this is a very short piece of information. So I wanted to pull this one up, show it to you guys so you guys can see it for yourselves. I have been covering this situation. We don't even know if it's even a case, but it's a situation nonetheless. So I felt like we need to talk about this right quick. I promise you, Alexis Ware, that conversation is coming down the pipe very, very soon. But I want to make sure that one is delivered to you guys on a hot plate of nothing but dopeness. Okay? So, this is very interesting. All right? This is a very strange piece of information here, y'all. This is a very strange piece of information. I'm still trying to figure this out for myself. I'm still scratching my head because we already know what happened to actor comedian Bob Saget. We already know what the end results were. Vicious blow to the back of his head. So much, he got hit so bad in the back of the head that his eye sockets were fractured. And that does some serious stuff. Okay? But obviously, like I said, we're going to get into this. I got a little bit of a background story or some added pieces that I didn't get a chance to talk to you guys about this past weekend or the weekend before because it was new and I was out of town and I couldn't talk about it. But we are going to go into all of this really, really quick so that it all comes together and makes sense for us all. So let's get into this story, shall we? Like I've said already, this is a very strange series of events. We have Bob Saget's photos or Bob Saget's hotel room, the interior, finally being exposed, finally coming out. We can actually see the rooms for ourselves and see what actually went down here. And actually look at this and go, wait a second, is this foul play? Is this not foul play? We're going to find out. And we're going to look at this for ourselves. I have so much I want to say right now, but I'm not going to say anything right now because I want to keep it for myself until you guys actually see the actual photos for yourselves. And then I'll say what I need to say. I promise you that. But let's get into this, shall we? Let's get into this article. All right. Now, This is a little bit of a background story because, this is something that's a little old, but I wanted to show this to you guys because this is very important. A few weeks ago, about 2 weekends ago, not this past weekend, but the weekend before, they came out with an exclusive showing photos where there was a valet that took a selfie with Bob Saget before he walked back into the hotel room. Literally, it is the last known photo of him alive. Real talk. And the valet says he was very kind, cordial, a nice dude. He was being Bob Saget at his best, right? Nice and kind. But now we have more information, right? With the photos showing the interior of his hotel room. So let's get into this article showing the photo of him chilling with his valet, being kind as hell, and all that. So let's get into this article real quick. Bob Saget is smiling and uninjured in haunting last photo as he poses with valet outside his hotel, his Florida hotel, in selfie taken hours before he is found unalive in his room from traumatic head injury. And like I said, it still does not make sense. We've heard so many different things. We've heard a headboard. We've heard, man, I mean, the way that scientists and doctors have said, they're like, hey, the damage that happened to his skull, it is almost like he fell off the second story of a building. That's how hard he got hit or fell, hitting the back of his head. He hit his head so hard that the fracture moved around his skull, and actually, like, his skull started to crack from the back of his skull. And then also on top of that, you got his eye sockets fractured as well. Says a lot. But people out here are not willing to realize that there's possibly some foul play in this biznaye. I'm telling y'all. There is some foul play. I feel it in my bones. And now it's confirming even more now. Once you see the photos for yourself of the hotel room, which we will get to here very, very shortly, radiating his trademark warmth and modesty. This is the exclusive final photo of America's dad, Bob Saget, taken minutes before he retired to his hotel room suite and died in a freak fall. This is what they're still saying, that he fell. Revealed for the first time by Daily Mail, which is the article that I'm reading right now, Full House legend Saget appears uninjured and in perfect health in the haunting selfie taken by the valet who parked his rental car at the Ritz-Carlton Orlando Grand Lakes. Cops used the image to determine that the 65-year-old actor suffered fatal head injuries after he arrived at the glitzy golf resort in the hours of January 9th and not before. And you're going to see the photo here shortly. It's right down here. But I'm telling you, of course, cops are going to sit there and go, oh, yeah, he looks like he didn't have any injuries until after this photo, because this is allegedly the final photo taken showing that he is still alive. You know, there's a photo that he took of himself, a selfie. I'm sure we might run into it in one of these articles, but it's a selfie of him right in front of, I guess, the stage with the microphone behind him and all that stuff, the microphone stand and all that. And he's sitting there in a post saying how, it was the best night of his life. He was up there for an hour and some odd minutes. Didn't feel like he was up there for an hour or longer than an hour and a half or something like that. It felt like he was back at home. And then all of a sudden, he no longer here no more. Right? It's terrible. Terrible. So, sorry, I'm having some issues with my headphones. All right. So, let's continue. The photo is a clear shot of Saget's face with his glasses on. There's no evidence of injury or of the bruising near his left eye that was evident post-mortem, detectives say, in a final report released Tuesday that concludes his death was a tragic accident. Now they're saying it's an accident. But like I said, Wait till you see the interior of the hotel room that he was staying in. And you tell me if there's any way he could have done what, if there was any way there could have been an actual tragic accident like this. It's wild to me. So, valet worker Orlando Nunez, 21, who took the selfie with Saget told Daily Mail in an exclusive interview, "I didn't see any injuries. He didn't seem hurt. He wasn't slurring his words. He was exactly as I remembered while watching him on TV as a child. I was in awe." There is the photo. And you tell me, take a look at this photo. And I promise you, we're going to the ultimate moment. Okay, we are going to get to the ultimate moment of this, the interior, what they just broke about an hour ago or so. Okay, with the interior of these photos, the photos of the interior of the hotel room that he died in. Okay, but look at this photo. This is hours before he was found unalive. Real talk. Look at this photo and you tell me, does this man look like he's hurting? He's got a bag slung over his shoulder. You know, he's being a little funny with the scowl, like in a smirk. Homeboy, the valet, homeboy is just, in awe. Having a great time. Meeting a childhood star, you know what I mean? America's dad, as they penned in this article. And you tell me, does this look like a man that's been beaten up? Does he look like he's in pain? I'm going to say this, hell to the no. He looks fine as hell to me. I don't see any blood trickling down his forehead. I don't see nothing. And also, look at, he be leaning right now. He's leaning. If he leaned, right? If he leaned and he was unbalanced or he was hit in the back of the head hard, don't you think he would have fallen over right after this photo? Because his equilibrium would be off and all that stuff. But no, he looks fine as hell. Fit as a fiddle, as some people would say. Okay. Now, this is the photo I was telling you about. He was on stage. My bad. He was actually on stage, and he took a selfie of him on stage. Like I said, this was the first one. This was the first photo that we had showing him still alive. The last photo showing him alive. And then now, apparently, this is the last photo that we have of him still alive, hours before he passed on. Interesting. I'm going to go into this real quick, and I'll continue. I'm going to get to this other piece, okay? Investigators from Orange County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff's Department, never determined exactly how Saget severely fractured his skull, but they suggested that he slipped and struck his head on either a carpeted floor or a padded headboard of his bed. Our purpose was to locate specific places or items in the room that could have caused trauma found on autopsy, their report says. Countertops, tables, nightstands, and other hard furniture in the room all had sharply defined edges and corners and were thought to be unlikely due to the fact that they would have lacerated the skin. Counters in the bathroom and the shower, counters in the bathroom and the shower stall were ruled out for the same reason. Most of the chairs and couches were thickly upholstered and were too soft to have caused that type and extent of injury Mr. Saget suffered. So, and you're going to see the photos here shortly, but they say, as mentioned earlier, most of the suite was carpeted. Bum, bum, bum. Most of the room was carpeted. Again, most of the room was carpeted. The headboard of the bed was lightly padded and set slightly out from the wall. So how? Please tell me, baby, how does someone unalive by slipping on carpet so hard that he fractures the back of his skull, serious head trauma, and then on top of it, his left eye. And we ain't talking about TLC. We talking about his left eye started to fracture because he had hit his head so damn hard. Then on top of it, they never found anything in the room. This is what they're saying right here. They found nothing in the room that would match what happened to his body, to his head. Come on, y'all. I know there's some naysayers out there. I get it. We all want this man to one, of course, still be alive. Some of us don't want to have the thought or the idea that this man was possibly taken from this planet by force, against his will, murder. But we have to talk about that. We have to come to terms with there's got to be some sort of foul play in this situation, because here's the thing. The math ain't mathin' for me. And you're going to see the room and you're going to be like, what? And you know what, Peggy? I see what you said. No blood, no bodily fluids. Facts. You're telling me that there's no trace of nutting in the room? Hold on. Let me make sure I want to make sure that we that they didn't say anything in here, right? So yeah, lightly padded room, set slightly out from the wall. These are listed here as possible mechanisms of injury, but nothing was located in the room that allows a definitive conclusion. Now, this is what they said. He hit his head. Now, they're saying that there could have been where could he have hit the back of his head? Where could he have hit the back of his head? Now, this is not the photo. They show a photo like this, but this is not the interior, which we are going to look at here very, very shortly. But they say he hit his head. They were going, he probably hit his head on the headboard. That's probably what he did. Yeah. What? Yeah, that's probably what it is. Nah. His headboard? Was he knocking the boots so hard that he hit the back of his head? How would you hit the back of your head that hard if you're not knocking the boots? I'm just saying. How do you do that, y'all? Bullshit. Yes, Shay. That's what I think. And how you doing? I haven't said hi to you in a long time. How you doing, sweetheart? But yeah, see what I'm saying? So thank you. We're going to get into this next thing, but I have to do this because as you guys know, you guys are here with me, chopping it up with me, and I haven't done this yet, so I got to do it. Hit that like button down below, crush it, destroy it, make it, call out your damn name, yo, okay? And please do not forget to crush that subscribe button as well. If this is your first time checking out this show, welcome to the Pascal Show. I hadn't gotten a chance to hit y'all up with this stuff, so let me get all the fluff out the way before we jump into the photos and this other article showing that this says foul play. Absolutely foul play. So hit that subscribe button. I'd really, really appreciate it. Okay? So let's get into this next article, shall we? Okay. So let me pull this up for you guys so you guys can see it with me. I appreciate the love, fam. Please send those likes past 150 likes. That would mean a lot to me. I see over 250 souls watching the show right now. This is all breaking right now. This piece right here is something that just came out just recently. We are going to look at the photos here very shortly. So please hit that like button. Send those likes past 150 right now. I appreciate it. Your man is out here working very hard, trying to cover as many stories as I bloody can, okay? Trying to keep everybody happy. So, but we definitely had to talk about this, okay? So definitely hit that like button, send those likes past 150. Okay, Medusa, thank you so much for becoming a YouTube member. Thank you so much. Hey, this is the moment when I wish I had a sound effect, something, you know what I mean? So I could say thank you. But Medusa, thank you so very, very, very much. Okay, so, and of course, you can always join the membership, help a brother out, and support this show. Thank you, thank you. And of course, you can join my Patreon as well. A lot of behind the scenes footage and all that over there as well. So join and support. Okay. The Bob Saget scene, the Bob Saget crime scene photos that raise more questions than they answer. Hotel suite pictures show padded headboard and carpeted floor in room where comedian, quote unquote, fell and fatally banged his head. So we're going to be looking at the footage, but this is some crazy stuff, y'all. So the plush Florida hotel suite where America's dad, Bob Saget, mysteriously banged his head and unalived, I guess, is revealed for the first time today in haunting crime scene photos. So today, just so you guys know, today they finally released this information. Okay, I will say some things here in a second after we look at these photos about the fam. We got to talk about the fam, of course. But cops cataloged every surface and object inside room 962 at the Ritz-Carlton Orlando Grand Lakes, as they looked for anything that could have caused Full House legend Saget's fractured skull. The cache of images released Tuesday by the Orange County Sheriff's Office include a shot of the padded headboard above the comedian's bed, as well as his walk-in shower, tub, desk, and minibar. Investigators never determined exactly what killed Saget, 65, but they suggested in their final report that he likely slipped and struck his head on either the headboard or the carpeted floor in the early hours of January 9th. And like I said, you're going to see the footage. We're going to scroll through this stuff, and I'm going to sit here and say, do you think that's even possible for the injury that he received? Okay. The $800 per night suite. So this is some expensive plush ass ish that he was living in. Okay. The $800 per night suite has an entranceway with a wooden floor leading into a living area with a couch, chairs, various lamps, a dining room table, and a mini bar atop a cabinet. They said atop because it's $800 a night. You have to say atop, just so you know. When it's that expensive, you have to get fancy with the words, just so you know. There's an empty bottle of soda in the trash and a used glass tumbler. Okay. None of the alcohol was opened. Very interesting, right? Now, if you guys know anything, okay, this man, I mean, he was known to party. He was known to kick it. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, maybe because he was married and all that, maybe he changed his ways. Maybe he found the love of his life that's this kind of anchoring him and pulling him back down to earth, so he's not partying as much and he's being a good boy. But when he was single, boy, come on now. He was living the life like it's golden. I mean, he was having a good time. He's Bob Saget. But everyone knew he was playing, and everybody knew he was a playboy. But once he got married, I think he changed his ways. Just saying. So, Saget's clothes, including jeans, a shirt, and jacket, are hanging up in the walk-in closet along with a suit bag. Various photos of the bedroom area depict the king-size bed in which Saget was found unalive, complete with white sheets and a cream-padded headboard. An assortment of items are pictured on the nightstand, including a pair of glasses, an iPhone, an iPad, earbuds, a charger, and chapstick. Inside the bathroom, the images show various toiletries, including a Mitchum deodorant, mouthwash, toothpaste, and a hairbrush. Unlike me, he still has a full head of hair. Lucky him. there's a used towel in the bathtub, and it's possible Saget took a shower, as there are soap and other items left on the shelf in the cubicle. Now, we're going to look at these photos here shortly. Investigators don't believe his injuries were caused by slipping in the shower. However, as a blow from a hard surface or corner would have likely broken the skin and left more distinctive injuries. But that's not what happened. Remember? This was blunt force trauma to the back of his head by something flat. By something flat, y'all. So let's look into these photos here, shall we? This is the headboard. This be the headboard, y'all. Hold on. I'm just look. Look at the head. How? Come on, man. Come on. Look at the headboard. Let's just start at the headboard. Take a really good look at this headboard. It's like a gigantic headboard. It was almost like he was in a psychiatric ward with rubber walls. Look at the headboard. How? Please tell me, y'all. I want to know. If somebody out here thinks different, please. I want to know. I want to know if come on. I know there's a lot of people out here that's sitting here going, nah, no, what happened in there happened in there. They're speculating the headboard, yo. This is the actual headboard. A big ass wall of cushions. A big ass wall of pillars. You telling me that him dead from this? Nah. $800 a night hotel room. This ain't no little like Motel 6. All right? He ain't working in the cheap seats. Okay? He Bob Saget. So, just saying. This is the headboard. I don't see it. But anyway, big ass bed. Now, if he did hit his head, this is the other photo. If he actually did hit his head on the nightstand, which obviously, as you can see down here, this is all his belongings. As they said, cell phone, chapstick, waters. He liked to stay hydrated, obviously. All this stuff, iPad. But you see, there's a rough edge or, a sharp edge. There's edges to this thing. Tell me. They said that the damage that happened, the injury that he received, the blow that he received in the back of the head, if he had hit his head on this particular nightstand, they would have seen some sort of cuts, some sort of something, if he had hit his head that hard on the nightstand. Boom. And yes, Shay, still, even his autopsy shows that he had no drugs in his system at all. And you got a point. Let me throw that back up. Look at his bed. Somebody just said, Jennifer, I can't pronounce your last name. I'm sorry. Ulias? Sorry if I'm butchering your last name, but she just said, look at the bed. No traces of blood or anything. Exactly. No traces of blood, because the blunt force trauma that he received was a flat or maybe a round curved object that hit him in the back of his damn head. If he had been hit with something with sharp edges, there would have been a break in his skin. There would have been blood, so on and so forth. But no, when he laid into the bed, either was laid there by somebody, if his body was moved, or if he had done it if he laid in bed himself, he did not bleed. Please, guys, hit that like button down below. Send those likes all the way up. I see 350 souls watching this show right now. We are looking at this as a family. Please hit that like button. Send those likes past 200 likes. That would really, really mean the world to me. And if you haven't done it yet, please hit that subscribe button. Please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But no fluids, nothing. You see no stains on the bed, at least here. And I'm assuming he was found right here on the bed. And now there are no traces of anything from what I see in this photo. Such a damn shame. So we looked at the nightstand, right? Obviously, this has hard, rough, sharp edges. That's what I'm trying to say. Sharp edges on the nightstand. But what they're saying is that the trauma that he received in the back of his head does not match that of something if he had hit his head on something with a sharp edge. Okay? Let's look at the floors. Okay, so obviously this is a very, very big picture, right? So I'm trying to show you like everything, okay? But they said that there was a hardwood floor. There was hardwood floor walking into the living room. I mean, this is $800 a night. This is $800 a night hotel, okay? So they got an extra space, all right, to add a little bit more, what's the word? More je ne sais quoi into that hotel room to make it feel fancy, right? But as you can see, there's a hardwood floor in the hallway. But then you go through everything else and bam, carpet. Everything is carpeted, y'all. Weird, right? Carpeted floor. So you tell me, y'all. Yes, Northern. I can't say Akashic. I'm so sorry. Akashic healer. Thank you so much. Pizzazz, right? To add a little bit more pizzazz into the room to make them feel like you're getting the full $800, right? But look at the floor. Carpeted floor, or at least a big ass rug. Is there any marks of blood so far that we see in here? Did the cops go in there? And I'm assuming that they did. If they had found droplets of blood on the ground, they would have said something, right? This is the reason why I'm bringing up this story. This is the reason why I'm talking about this, because this does not make sense. Still does not make sense. This is a terrible, mysterious way to go, y'all. And Blue True One, I know that some people are always asking that. Like, what about the floor? Hold up, what about the bathroom floor and all that? How about that? They even ruled that out, y'all. At least 5-0 did. They ruled that out. In the article I just read, they said, we are ruling that ish out. Because if he had hit his head in that way, there would have been the sharp edges everywhere in the bathroom. There would have been proof. There would have been a way of showing that some like something happened to himself. But this still is saying to me, foul, bloody play to me. Mims, make it make sense, y'all. Make this make sense. Full floor, carpeted, at least in the area where his bedroom is, okay? Now, this is the other thing. This is the bar. Nothing was touched. He got it looks like he got a low ball, right? A small cocktail glass for God knows what, maybe some water or whatever. Maybe he was getting some orange juice. God knows what he was doing. But again, there was no alcohol in his system. There was nothing in his system except his prescription drugs. Then you also see sharp edges, which also still have no sign of anything. No sign of blood, no sign of hair, no sign of someone getting hit in the back of his head. And then the bathroom. Let's go and look at this. Like I said, I know this is a big ass photo and we got to scroll through it like this, but look at this bathroom, y'all. And of course, there's the shower over here, which, let me see. Yep, we're going to get into the shower here shortly. But maybe he slipped here. Maybe. Just saying. Have you ever seen anybody? I mean, you see this right here. Maybe he hit his head in the back of his head by slipping and hitting his head on this right here. I can see a possibility of right here because it's not sharp edges, right? It's not full 90-degree angles like this. It's just literally rounded. So I could see something like that. I could see him slipping right here. But he hit his head so damn hard, and then he crawled himself into the bed, and then that's where he passed on. Does that work for you? He hit his head so hard that I would assume that he'd be knocked. That is a serious blow to the back of the head, y'all, which we have covered in a past show. So please go and check out that other video. It's insane. But how does this happen? And he's able to successfully walk or crawl or drag himself into his bed for him to pass away in his sleep. Strange. Peggy, you ain't wrong. People do vomit from concussions as well. So what? He just happened to be able to get up, go over to the toilet, and just purge himself with ease after hitting his head so hard? Like I said, it doesn't make sense to me, y'all. Here's the bathroom, though. I mean, the only thing, like we've been saying, there's a sharp edge right here, but that's about it, y'all. And Jennifer, again, I agree. It just seems weird that the entire place is just pristine. Absolutely clean as hell. That seems suspect as hell to me, too. He's fine. Like, his room is fine. There aren't clothes all over the place. At least for me, I don't know about y'all, but when it comes to hotel rooms, it turns into a bomb. Like a bomb, clothing bomb just went off in the hotel room, in my hotel room at least, because I'm pulling everything out. I'm getting things together. I'm trying to get ready for whatever event I'm being a part of or whatever I'm going to go to. It's not pristine and perfect and clean, at least not me, right? At least not me. So it doesn't make sense that his whole place would just be perfect. It doesn't even look like it was even lived in, except for a cup and a couple things that are on the nightstand. But that's true. If he only gotten there that night, then that's one thing for sure. But for me, even so, I don't know. I guess I'm just, when it comes to hotel rooms, I'm messy because it ain't my room. It ain't my home. So I'm messy, So I just get dressed. I do whatever I need to do. I put things over here, put things over there. Everything's in my the hotel room turns into my own damn walk-in closet. I'm going to be real. Everything's put in certain ways. I know some people are very specific about how they want their hotel rooms to be. And for me, whenever I'm off to do something, I don't even really have time for organization. I'm usually in and out. The whole purpose of being there is to just lay my head and go to sleep, and that's it. And leave that hotel room to do whatever activities I'm there for to do. So just seems strange that all this went down and the place is pristine. Not one drop of blood, not one trace of anything. No trace of foul play. No hints of a possible scuffle going on. Nothing. That's so strange to me. But let's continue. This is just another angle. Obviously, there's a little like, I guess, a TV stand or something like that where, the TV's above here. But as you can see, nothing's been touched, man. Holy cow. Holy cow. So Medusa just said security cameras would have seen who came in unless the videos were edited like Kanika Jenkins. Yeah, that's a story. That's a crazy story too. And there's a lot of speculation and a lot of theories out there saying that all of her security camera footage has been doxed or messed with. But God knows. God only knows, It's unfortunate with that one with Kanika Jenkins. That is still an unsolved mystery. Laura Estrada, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Just sad that foul play might be the cause of his death. No one deserves that. Hope he's at peace, though. I mean, I hope so, too. I really do. I hope that we do get some justice for this guy. Whether it is just to find out that he literally just slipped and fell, or if there is full-on foul play, I would love to see the truth and hear the truth about this. And if there is foul play, I don't think he's resting easy if there is foul play. But hopefully we're all wrong. Hopefully these speculations are wrong. But everybody, even myself, when I first broke this story, I said something's not right about this story, about how he passed on. It seems strange. And a bunch of y'all got mad. Some people, not y'all, not my fam, but some people got mad at me, thinking that I was just trying to, make some stuff up. But everything now is leading down the road of what the hell happened to Bob Saget? What about Bob? But as you can see, still nothing, no traces of anything. Carpeted floor all the way. Okay, so the rest of this article says, our purpose was to locate specific places or items in the room that could have caused the trauma found on autopsy, the final investigation report said. The countertops, tables, nightstands, and other hard furniture in the room all had sharply defined edges and corners and were thought to be unlikely due to the fact that they would have lacerated the skin, like I just said before. There would have been proof positive. There would have been a breaking of the skin. Like they said, there would have been a laceration of the skin if he had hit his head, if he had hit the back of his head on something sharp. The counters in the bathroom and the shower stall were ruled out for the same reason. Interesting. Most of the chairs and couches were thickly upholstered and were too soft to have caused the type and extent of injury Mr. Saget suffered. As mentioned earlier, most of the suite was carpeted. The headboard of the bed was lightly padded, and I said this before, but set slightly out from the wall. These are listed here as possible mechanisms of injury, but nothing was located in the room that allows for a definitive conclusion. Now, just a little bit more information about what he did after his stand-up. He had driven himself back from a stand-up gig 2 hours away in Jacksonville before handing over the keys to his Chevrolet Impala and walking into the Ritz-Carlton at 2:13 a.m. The father of The father of three was then seen on CCTV walking purposely across the lobby before entering his room at 2:17 a.m. Sorry, 2:30. I don't know if I said 2:13 p.m. I meant 2:13 a.m. If I said that, I don't know. But they saw him walking across the lobby at 2:17 a.m. When he failed to check out later that day, security let themselves into his plush suite at 3:53 p.m. and found Saget slumped, unalive, in his bed with swelling and small bruises in the corner of his left eye. The door to the room 962 was latched from the inside, and there was no sign of struggle. Nothing was damaged, and no trace of blood on his sheets or bedding, the report adds. He latched, or the door was latched from the inside. Now, the only theory I have in my mind on this situation here with this is that if there was an adjacent hotel room that shared a door in which you can unlock and walk into Bob Saget's room, or you can open it up and everybody can share the same space together. You know what I mean? If families want to get together and all that. What if that was the case? That somebody caused something, if there was a door that was connecting, like a connecting door to another hotel room, what if that person went through that room, did what they needed to do, and walked out that same door, latching the door from the inside? That's the only other thing I can think of that would make sense with this situation. But let's continue here. Latch from the inside. Unusually, the internal door to the adjoining room. Woo! Man, okay. The internal door to the adjoining room 961 was found unlocked, but staff established that nobody had been inside it while Saget was there. Saget had stopped briefly to pose for a selfie with the valet worker Orlando Nunez, at the 21-year-old, as he walked inside the hotel room, or walked inside the hotel building, warning Nunez first that he was recovering from David. Cops later used the selfie to determine that Saget was uninjured when he went up to his room. He had a mask on at that point, so I had no idea who he was. I said it's fine to take it off because I've had the vid twice himself. He's a dirty dog, this Nunez. I recognized the voice, but it was only when he took it off that I was like, oh man, it's Bob Saget. It's so nice to meet you. I didn't see any injuries. He didn't seem hurt. He wasn't slurring his words. He was exactly as I remembered while watching him on TV as a child. I was in awe. So they talked for several minutes about the panty, about that pandemic that we all been trying to dodge, this Rona, their families, and their home state of California before they huddled for a photo with his cell phone. He said he had just driven back from Jacksonville, but he didn't seem tired at all. It was like he had just stepped off the stage. Nunez went on. We talked about the vid and how, and he made a joke about how there are so many strains now. They're giving them sorority names. Ting. If anything, I was very cautious about the photo as I wanted to be polite and respectful. But he said, get in here. Come on. Because that's Bob Saget, right? I've met a few celebrities who barely say a word, but Bob was the most genuine, approachable guy. When I heard what had happened the next day, I was devastated. People keep asking questions about what happened, but I think there's a bigger picture that we all are missing. I just want him to rest in peace. All right. Now, here's some footage. I'm going to show this to you guys very quickly. but there's some body cam footage showing the police arriving at his suite moments before discovering the body. That's very interesting as well. Please do me a favor, hit that like button, send those likes all the way up, send it past 250 if you can. Hit that like button. We're going to be looking at this footage. This is the first time I'm seeing it for myself, so please hit that like button, send it past 250 likes. That would really, really mean the world to me, real talk. And of course, do not forget to crush that subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. Why haven't you? Your boy Pascal's been working his balls off, and I appreciate your support. So please hit that subscribe button. But anyway, we got to look at this. And this is very interesting. Let's take a look at this body cam footage. Walking into Bob Saget's suite moments before discovering the body.
Oh, nobody's here. Who's in here?
Now that's 961. That's That's not 962.
I think it's 961. You want to call it Ripple? Yeah, call it Ripple. Oh, it's 962.
Yeah, there you go. 962. There you go. Okay. And as you see, the thing was in, he was in 962. So they were knocking on the wrong door. Okay. They were knocking on the wrong door. Okay. They're knocking on the wrong door. Okay. But as you can see, that was seconds before they walked in to find him no longer on this planet. All right. Oh, the 90s. Anyway, and we already know that this has stunned so many people and all that. Yeah, Mo, I was like, wait, why are they knocking on 961? It's 962, right? But that was moments before they went into 962 to find him no longer here. So there it is, y'all. And this is, it's just sad. It's very, very sad to think that this is still a developing story that we can't sit here and fully. I mean, of course, we can mourn the death of this man, right? We can still mourn that he is not here anymore to bring laughter and bring thought and bring, positivity into the world. But what's sad to me is that he can't fully rest because this is still an ongoing, mysterious way of going. And everyone's sitting here saying, I know there's people out here, the family, which I want to talk about here shortly or in a second. But the family's out here trying to block things, not trying to give us the full proof of everything that's going on. And that doesn't make any sense to me. Why wouldn't you want everybody to know exactly what happened to America's dad, as they have been penning it? America's dad, Bob Saget. Why wouldn't you give out the truth and just let everybody know what it is? Why would you hold that back and not tell the full truth? Give us the transparency, because at the end of the day, when there's no transparency, people start to speculate. That's when urban legends and rumors start to ruminate and start to sprout and become the truth. When you know for a fact that family knows exactly what went down and they're not willing to put it out there. And the question is, what are they hiding? Because if it's nothing, if it's a nothing burger, they would just put the information out there. They let all the fans know what the hell happened to America's dad. But they put out a stop to that. They legally stopped from letting people know what happened to someone that they highly revered. How does that make sense if you're not trying to hide some skeletons in that man's closet? Just had to say that. Just had to say that. I hope that there's no skeletons in his closet. I hope that he's clean is all get out. But why hold that? Why hold that information? Tell us the truth. Okay? Tell us the damn truth. Lil Bit, thank you so much for being a member for the past 5 months. I really do appreciate your support, man. Thank you, Lil Bit. I really do appreciate it. And I know some of y'all are wondering why I brought this up. Well, I've been covering this story for a while. Real talk. I've been covering this particular conversation for a minute. As soon as I saw this pop up as a story, I was like, you know what? I got to talk about this. We have got to talk about this with the quickness. So I appreciate all y'all for being on with me, chopping it up and talking about this particular topic. I got more stories to tell. We got more conversations, controversial and funny at the same time, that we are going to be talking about tomorrow morning. So be on the lookout for that. Also, I want to point this out as well. I will be doing an interview with Naomi Irion's sister, Tammy, tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to talk to her and find out what's going on with her sister's missing persons case, with Naomi's case. Hopefully we can get some more information about what really went down and any other information she might know to bring this young woman home. So be sure to tune in tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. But I'm sure I'll be on at around 9 in the morning to pop up and do another story with you guys, because we need to talk about a gang of other things. Trust. So it's going to be an action-packed day tomorrow. Get ready for it. Be sure, if you haven't done it yet, hit that like button down below. Send those likes past 250. That would mean a lot before you leave. And then, of course, if you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe button, dag nabbit. Hit that subscribe button, dag nabbit. Hit it, okay? And of course, hit that notification bell so that you know whenever I go live or whenever I post something, you get it first, okay? But anyway, I appreciate all y'all. Thank you so much for being on. You guys are incredible. And I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow morning. Stay blessed out there. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys soon. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.